You are living in Bavaria.
I spend a lot of time in Bavaria, but my band are all Danish, so I speak a little Danish, and I still have my home in Ireland, and I flit between all three. Tomorrow I'm in Norway.
You're European. You are European.
I think you can safely say that. Do you know that next year it will be 40 years since What's Another Year? I won in Holland, in The Hague, and next year, 40 years later, it's in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands again.
Isn't that great?
God is trying to tell me something, you know.
Maybe, you never know. But we do a little interview for Franken Live now, and I'm a curious girl, you know, Johnny. I want to know, is it your first time here in Nürnberg?
No, I've been here many times. I know everything from Nuremberg's sausages to the history of the city itself. It's a beautiful city, you know, like the old town. I've been in the opera hall before, but they have it incredibly beautiful. They've done it up beautifully tonight. It looks great. I'm looking forward to showing this. The very strange thing inside is that the band are up at a height and I'm singing from below. So you get a creak in the neck trying to look up to see where the band is. It's the setup on the stage is quite difficult. It's quite strange. You'll see it tonight.
Many of us might know you from Eurovision-Song-Contest, of course. What's Another Year in the 80s when I was like a little girl, and now you're still making music. And I was reading that you're having your 19th album.
I think is it really that?
I think so.
I stopped counting after about the third. It probably is because I've never stopped recording and I've never stopped working. So. If you were to ask me to name the albums, I couldn't. I could probably name about 7 of them for you.
So you just do it?
I do it. The last one, It Is What It Is, was a very personal one because over the years I've developed a very eclectic choice of music. I like lots of different styles, and on the last album, It Is What It Is, I got the chance because I produced it and I executive produced it and I wrote every song on it to do a kind of collection of the stuff that I've really enjoyed doing over the years. And I think I'm at a point in my career and in my life where I make the music I want to make, rather than hopefully people like it, rather than trying to make music just to get into the charts. Those days are over, thank God.
So actually that's how it should be, isn't it?
Yeah, I think something, you know, like I look back on my heroes, you know, people like Phil Lynott and, you know, Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye, and, you know, the people that I really admired growing up, Michael McDonald, all of these people made music they really believed in, and you know, they were very honest about it. I think I got wrapped up for many years trying to be a pop star, and nowadays I just want to be a singer.
Yeah, sometimes I'm missing that as well, but coming back to Nuremberg and to traveling and all that, I used to travel a lot.
I'm in Norway tomorrow morning. I have a concert with Nick Kershaw and Katrina and Samantha Fox, who I haven't seen for years, and then the following day I'm in Rome with Simino Rossi, and then I have to 3 or 4 days later I'm in Vienna, and then I'm down in Munich, and I have an invitation to the Oktoberfest, of course. And then after that I'm going to Ireland, and after Ireland I go to Spain for 10 days just to rest a bit before the real work begins leading up to Christmas.
So Jörg Pilawa just told me that you are living part-time in Bavaria as well, is that true?
Yeah, this is in Munich. My office is down there, and I live when I can down there. I just spent 5 or 6 days recovering. I had a torn tendon in my hip, so I went to Spittensee one day to my friend Margot's, the old bar down there, and I ate Kaiserschmarren and behaved like a typical Bavarian for a day, and I had a great time. Loved it. I love the pace of life there.
So you're wearing lederhosen?
Actually, no. I have a black leather kilt, and that's what I'll be wearing on going to the Oktoberfest.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. We're in the opera house. So is there any one that is inspiring you regarding classical music, like Mozart, Beethoven?
My father was an opera singer. I was brought up with opera. You know, I've just finished an album with the Folkland Philharmonic Orchestra of my father's music, Danny Boy, and She Moved Through the Fair. And it was very strange for me because when I listened back to it afterwards, my father was a trained opera singer. I can hear his voice in my voice on the recording, so it's a very strange feeling for me. It's a nice feeling, but it is really very odd listening to you and you're saying, God, I sound like him. He's back, you know. And you know, I've obviously, like most people, I mean, I fell in love with Pavarotti. I've been lucky enough to work with Dominguez, and I'm on the Jose Carrera's Christmas TV, the Christmas show in December. I'm going to appear on this, probably doing something from the classical album. And so, you know, I've always had a love of classical music, but I think It's a bit like being a ballet dancer. If you want to be a classic and opera singer, you have to start very young and focus on that. Nothing else, you focus on being an opera singer. And I think the same thing when you're a dancer. If you want to be a great dancer, you start very young and focus on that. It's not like being a country singer or a rock singer or a pop singer.
And the important thing is that you love what you do, and yes. I think that's what you do.
That you're honest about that as well. It took a long time to realise that, but now I'm there.
Thank you very much for being here.